this, we keep loving each other like this, we keep going out and battling like this, I promise you, bro. I promise you, bro. It's the top and we ain't stopping. Yes, sir. And we ain't stopping. Yes, sir. Family on me. Dance on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Strip, sack, touchdown. Hit 'em up, hit 'em up, hit 'em up, go. Strip, sack, touchdown. Hit 'em up, hit 'em up, hit 'em up, go. Strip, sack, touchdown. Hit 'em up, hit 'em up, hit 'em up, go. Strip, sack, touchdown. Hit 'em up, hit 'em up, hit 'em up, go. All these sacks, your QB scared of dropping back. Get 'em in, go attack. From the kick off to the final snap. We up peak, we in the city. SCIA turned up, baby, tune in with me. UCF Jag, the real blood. All you need to know right here, I'm talking real loud update. Start Adam, Chef, Kenny Jakes. Till it really on point, no pump face. PCs to the house, new beat, drop it now. YouTube for my day news, then my go-to, never take down. What's in it, got nothing on it. Down my squad, put something on it. Tell her AC how we run it. Get the ring fitted, cause we coming for strip, sack, touchdown. I better run now. It's 4 down, go punt now. Cut through Duval, get stunned down. Yeah, strip, sack, touchdown. Hit 'em up, hit 'em up, hit 'em up, go. Strip, sack, touchdown. Hit 'em up, hit 'em up, hit 'em up, go. Strip, sack, touchdown. Hit 'em up, hit 'em up, hit 'em up, go. Strip, sack, touchdown. Hit 'em up, hit 'em up, hit 'em up, go.
Touchdown! DJ Chark, the over-the-shoulder grab.
Mike Leach basically said, hey, you want to lead the country in passing? Minshew, deep ball, separation, DJ Chark. Chark with a stiff arm on board, and Chark is still going. Here's J.J. Watt. Minshew down the side.
And what is going on, everybody? Welcome back into another live stream. Here we are, guys. We are back again. And when I say back again, I mean that we are back at the bottom of the NFL. Luckily, in the NFL nowadays, that means when you suck, you get rewarded for it. The Jaguars, the Sunday before Christmas, got slotted into the #1 overall slot of the NFL draft, and kind of explains the season. I mean, I would have never thought that we'd be picking first overall in 2022. If you told me that last year, I would have told you that is an epic failure. And it has been. This season has been a huge failure. Shout out to everybody in the chat, man. We got AZ Jags fans 22. What's up, man? We got Billy Larson, J-Man 89. What's going on, my guy? We got Dylan. We got Jimmy Popcorn. We got Robert in the building. What's going on, everybody's? Welcome in here. Chris says, just saw your Relevant pod. What up, BCF? Yeah, shout out to Relevant, man. If you guys don't already know, I do a show with Tom McManus every Tuesday night at 8 o'clock p.m. So just got off of that show. I might try to, if since I'm go live there at 8 p.m. on Tuesday nights, I might just start trying to get a schedule going where I go live here on Tuesday nights. Don't hold me to that, but I'm going to try to kind of make it happen. But yeah, the Jaguars are at this point right now. Southside Jaguar, what's up, man? Dude, it's weird, like, because I love these, like, member for 8 months. Like, it shows, like a highlight over here. But for some reason, my StreamYard doesn't show that, so I can't highlight it. It's really annoying, but I do love those comments. What's going on, Southside Jaguar? Welcome in here. So, yeah, we're at the point this season where we don't have a head coach. And that's really the talks of everything. We have 3 games left. We suck. We can maybe only win one more game. The Jets game, maybe. But hell, even at this point, the Jets are way better than us, which is pretty sad to say. So Jag all the way says this team is depressing. It is depressing. But you know what's not depressing? Talking about head coach candidates, because that is the only sense of hope. I'm not going to break down the Texans game. We all saw that. It was crap. Sitting next to Jags tunnel. There you go. So you'll be going. That's pretty dope. David Bryan says, Doug Peterson, top choice, Super Bowl winner, and multiple playoff appearances as Byron Leftwich is 50-50 chance, not reliable QB experience. I can agree. I'm definitely, like you guys all know, I'm on a Doug Peterson train. Would be mad with Byron Leftwich. Just a lot more risk associated. Jimmy Popcorn says Del Rio, Josh McDaniels, or Caldwell. That's out of left field. I assume are you talking about Jack Del Rio or Luke Del Rio? Honestly, Luke Del Rio is going to be a hell of a coach, but he's definitely not ready. But interesting. Yeah, Josh McDaniels, that's the guy I'll be getting into. Caldwell, I'll be honest, I fell off the Caldwell bandwagon when I learned he was 66 years old. I know there's coaches out there that are old. They're like Bill Belichick, 69. I think Pete Carroll's like 72. But those guys didn't take over as 66-year-old guys. I mean, they had the team, they developed it, and turning this team around at that age, I don't know. It's a little bit sketchy to me. AZ Jags fan with a $10 donation. Kellen Moore, do it. I actually love Kellen Moore. And honestly, once he gets his opportunity to be a head coach, I think he's going to be there for a long time. I think it's going to be a lot like Sean McVay. But are we at a situation right now? Kellen Moore has very little experience. I think like 4 years ago, he was in the NFL playing quarterback. And now, he went to quarterback coach, then quickly became offense coordinator. He's going to be awesome one day. I just don't know if, yeah. Yeah, and Obi says he's 67. His birthday's in a few weeks. Yeah, that's old, man. And I'm not being an ageist. I know there's old guys out there, but the only head coaches that have won Super Bowls at the age of 66 or older were coaches that had Tom Brady on the roster. You know what I mean? It's just, and I don't want a 4-year rental. Look, if he does good, that's fine. I want a guy that's going to hang out here for a bit. You know what I mean? So he's kind of off my list. But if you want to bring him in, because I was kind of talking to Tom about this, what if you brought Caldwell in as like an advisory role, kind of like Tom Coughlin was, kind of bring him in there and kind of help things go right and kind of run some stuff. I don't know. So yeah. And Steve said, kind of hop on with you tonight. Yeah, man. This is actually your guys' show, man. The title of it says "Subscribers Join the Show. Name your preferred head coach," and it's going to be just that, man. I'm gonna let the stream open. I'm gonna let you guys join, and I want to hear your guys' thoughts about who you guys want to become the head coach. I'm gonna give you guys a platform here, so it should be fun. So with all that said, I'm about to drop the link. You guys can click to join, and let's have a discussion. All right. So boom, there's a link. I'm gonna pin message. So boom, it's up there. So all right, there we go. So I'll let you guys in as I see you guys, and should be fun. Richmond says, I say Doug Peterson, keep pulling. Not sure about the OC, but anyone's better than Bevel. Yeah, that's I'm right there with you, man. I think Doug Peterson is a running favorite. I don't know if it's because of the video that I posted. Tomorrow I'll be posting a video about actually Byron Leftwich, so be on the lookout for that. And we have in here Oh So Edgy. What's going on, man? Just chilling on the bed, I think. Yeah, I can't hear you, so I'll try to get back to you. We got a Jags fan on the run. What's going on, man? Oh, we got a bunch of people joining. All right. I'll try to let you in a little bit. All right, we got Steve over here. What's going on, Steve?
Hey, what up? How about you tonight?
Hey, man, I'm good. Just chilling. How are you?
Another night of just not much. Just another night of sadness.
Yo, can you mute me on the YouTube because it's a little bit delayed?
Okay, how do I mute you?
I think you just got to talk to the StreamYard. Here, Hey, I'll let you just.
okay.
I think you have
My
YouTube playing
bad.
in the background.
Yeah, my bad.
Good. Okay.
Yeah, I had the video playing. I left it running when I clicked your stream over.
All right, cool, man. So what's your favorite right now for when it comes to Jags head coach?
I'm still big on the Byron train, but I do see the fact of having Doug Peterson as well. But before I do anything with Doug Peterson, automatically I would probably get the ins and outs of what exactly was the issue. I know a lot of people say it was with the front office, which I do agree because I hear that there were those issues. But I want to find out exactly what was his issue and arguments with the quarterback so we can try and avoid that issue.
Yeah.
Because Trevor is the franchise.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I want no issues with him. But otherwise, yeah, I agree with that. I mean, Doug Peterson, he's been there, he's done that, and he's won a Super Bowl. I mean, he won a Super Bowl with Nick Foles.
I know, and we made Foles look like dog crap over here.
Yeah, you already did the impossible.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's that's definitely an accolade for him because I mean he had Carson Wentz playing at MVP level and also Nick Foles played really well. A bunch of people give like Frank Reich a lot of credit for that, which like look, he probably does deserve a lot of credit, but the fact about it is that year he was the head coach and he was moving it along. So and honestly, like you need good coordinators, you need good coaches if you want to be successful, and that's kind of what he brought over there.
Yeah, I mean, once again, I saw the video. I agree with you. He's a good candidate in my opinion. Plus, you got to figure with this new what do they call it? A trial year of 2 weeks early. I mean, you got to figure there's only like right now off the top of my head, I can only think of Jim Caldwell and Doug Peterson. You can actually talk to next week and probably get them in the building.
Yeah.
Jim Caldwell, I hear he's doing better in health wise, but I do understand you'd probably get him a max maybe 4 years out of him.
Yeah.
Because of his age. But the Doug Peterson is kind of intriguing, and I know a lot of people have been throwing Nathaniel Hackett out there now.
Yeah, I've been hearing that too.
Which would also be intriguing because he did okay with and got what he could out of Bortles.
Yeah.
And I mean now he's been working with Aaron Rodgers, so I mean I would have faith in him as well. And I mean I know people say Eric Bieniemy. From what I understand this year, Andy Reid turned over play calling duties to Eric Bieniemy. And you saw in the beginning of the year the Chiefs' offense kind of suffer a little bit. Mind you, I could also chalk that up to, hey, we got a brand new offensive line, 5 new players, whole new line, have to get it in sync and all that.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%.
But it's just it's all kind of a toss up there. But all in all, we need to get it right.
Yeah.
We need to find a guy, and we need stability.
100%.
And I heard this on a podcast with the Billy Napier hire at Florida. They didn't go big name guy. They got that guy that has never coached at a Power 5 school or anything. They just got normal.
Yeah.
And I believe they went in the right direction because Florida, you just needed to get away from everything and just go normal.
Absolutely.
And I think that's something maybe we should consider because Shad's already tried everything.
Yeah, I can agree with you. I mean, they need to go out there. They need to. They don't need the home run hit. I mean, we already did that last year, and it didn't really work out too well. But all right, Steve, I got about 7 people in the lobby, so I'm gonna try to cycle through some of these people. Appreciate you for being the first one to call in, man, and we'll talk soon. Okay.
All right, later.
Peace. All right, we're gonna let the next one in here. We got AZ Jag Fan 22. What's going on, bro? I think he doesn't realize he's on the stream.
Here we got AZ Jag Fan 22. What's going on, bro?
Hey, what's up, man?
Hey, close me out of the YouTube and talk to me through the StreamYard. Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah.
Hey, close me out of the YouTube and talk to me through the StreamYard.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Talk to me through the StreamYard because I think YouTube's delayed about 8 seconds. So, I don't know if. Yeah, I can hear you a little bit. Okay, I'm letting him get himself situated. By the way, guys, when you come in here, don't have YouTube open. YouTube's delayed. You need to talk to me through the actual StreamYard thing. So let me bring in Hakeem in here. Is Hakeem there?
What's up, man?
Hey, what's going on, bro?
Nothing, man. Just chilling. What do you know who? I don't know if you know who I am. I'm the first one that calls out to the Jaguars, Saqib. If you listen,
Saqib, is that right?
I'm the first guy that ever calls every time.
Dude, yeah, you're on all the post game shows,
I'm a big
bro.
Jags fan. What do you think about Labari from the Chargers? I think he would be a great head coach.
Yeah, he's killing it out there for with Justin Herbert and all that. I mean, there's no. I really
like him. I think Byron Leftwich is great, but I just don't know if he's ready yet. So that was Caldwell will be my second choice, and I don't know who the third guy would be, but those are my two choices. The two guys that I would really like, because this has to be, man. I'm tired of losing, bro. Like I'm just.
Oh, bro,
It's
I'm
every
right there
week
with
we
you,
do
man.
the same thing, man. I just want us to win finally, man.
Yeah.
I feel like it's been like a million years since we won, and it sucks, man. It sucks for us as Jaguar fans. I know it sucks for you because you're in Orlando, and you got to come all the way to Jacksonville.
And it sucks is we got a taste of winning in 2017, and man, it was gosh, it was so much fun, and I can't believe that. I mean, we got a taste of it, and it was so much fun. I get so jealous of like Ravens fans and Steeler fans that get that every single year, and we barely got that at all. So,
why do you think we, the Jaguar fans, get so much? Like, I was at the last game, a few days ago. People showed up. Why do you think we get so much flack for not showing up to the games when we do show up to the games? I show up to the game. I've been to every Jaguar game since 1996. Okay? Yeah. Every home game since 1996. Why do you think we get so much flack from the other people? Oh, we don't show up. Dude, our people showed up to the game.
It's because we get blown out so much, and then in the fourth quarter, I mean, the seats are open. I mean, it's nothing against the fans. It's all about, look, they're not winning. You know what I mean? And it's, I mean, who's going to hang around? I mean, I usually stay till the very end, but not everybody does, and I can't blame people. I mean, it's their use of their money, but we're not a hot ticket. You know what I mean? And when we're out there losing, that's, it's,
and
you get the perception of that.
Why this is the most important hire. You remember when Shaw bought the Jaguar, he said this is going to be the hottest ticket in Jacksonville. You remember that comment he made?
Yes.
That was the worst comment he can ever make. Because
no. He made one worse.
One time.
He made a worse one last year when asked about, okay, what do you think? We've been here before we hired head coach GM. What makes you think this is the gonna work out? And he says, I got it right this time about Urban Meyer. That was the coldest take of all time.
So do we fire our general manager? What do you think?
I'm getting him out of there. I don't trust him.
I don't trust him either. I mean, that's why San Francisco got rid of him.
Yeah.
He hasn't been that good, and I'm hoping. You said that you want Caldwell as your number one guy? I'm assuming. Right?
No, I want Doug Peterson. That's my number one.
Okay,
guy.
You want Doug Peterson. But the whole thing in Philadelphia didn't end up really good for him, even though he won the Super Bowl, right? It didn't end up really good for him. So I don't know about Doug yet.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, when you have
those are my two guys. I really like both of them. So I don't care. As long as it's not Jack Del Rio or any of these guys. Somebody said Jack Del Rio earlier. I don't want Jack Del Rio. I'm done with that crap. You know what I mean? Even though he won a couple of times, he was here. That was a long time ago. I don't want him. I just want somebody. I want somebody young. I want somebody in their late 30s or early 40s. Does that seem fair? Like I want somebody that's going to be here for a while.
I'm right there with you. I mean, like I said, I'm out on Caldwell because of his age. It's just a little too old for me. Not that the right situation. I mean, if he took over the Seattle Seahawks, I think that's different. But taking over the Jaguars is I mean, it's a big task. So, they're going to do it right.
He drafted Laviska second round. Laviska's been a bust.
Yeah.
It's been pretty
I'm
glad that I can talk to you because you as a huge Jags fan like I am. Okay.
Yeah.
People make fun of me because being a Jaguar fan, it's hard being a Jaguar fan. Being a Florida State fan, we took your guy. My Florida State is horrible, right?
Yeah.
I mean, we took your guy as a quarterback, and he's a great young man. I'm glad he came to Florida State for 1 year. But both of our teams suck this year. You know what I mean? So to get to talk to a guy like you that knows about the Jags like we do, you know what I mean? I would like to see Jimmy Smith come back, be a wide receiver. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I would like to see Mark Brunell to come back from the quarterback. You know what I mean? I want our old people back. You know? One thing before I go. Somebody said on 1010XL they want to see Tony Baselli as a general manager. Would you sign up for that?
I don't know. I like when it comes. I don't know. I mean, is Tony qualified? I mean, what is he? He's never been in a scouting department. I mean, I love him he's my favorite guy on Jaguars radio. Him and Pete, they have the best show out there. But Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of nuances the GM
guy
is
from the Denver
scouting.
Broncos was never never had that. He got the job. What's his name? The quarterback.
John Elway, yeah, and he's doing a real good job out there.
John Elway was general manager.
Yeah, John Elway, he was general manager, but I don't know. I'd rather get a guy that's been up through the ranks, been in the scouting department, all that. So that's kind of where I'd go. But hey, man, I'm gonna get to some more people. We got some people hanging on the line. Thanks for coming in, man. All right, we're gonna try AZ Jags fan again. Hey, man, you there?
Hey, what's up? Can you hear me?
All right, now you're good, man. We're coming in clear.
So, yeah, kind of my take on this is Peterson is a Mike McCarthy kind of hire. He's a career 531 winning percentage. You know, if you look at the overall body of work, he's okay. And so the point of hiring him would just be to stabilize the franchise. It's not to actually win a Super Bowl. He doesn't have the offensive coordinator he had before. And outside of that 1 year, it's really not all that impressive. That's why I was kind of on the Kellen Moore wagon as we say, oh, well, our franchise is a mess, and so we don't want to take a chance. We just got burned by Urban Meyer, so we've become risk adverse to this. But if you look at the Rams were a complete mess after Jeff Fisher, but then they rolled the bones on Sean McVay. Same thing with Arizona. Steve Wilkes burned Arizona very badly. They rolled the bones and went and got Cliff Kingsbury. Completely taking a chance on it, and it's worked out really well. And so I think there's an argument to be made for stability with going with Peterson. But then on the other hand, I don't think you're ever going to win a Super Bowl with him.
And I do like Kellen Moore. I just haven't heard much talk about him yet, because he was one of my top guys. But is he getting circled around when it comes to head coaching opportunity, or is that more so fan driven, do you think?
It could be a little bit fan driven. I think part of the reason that you don't see a lot of attention on it is he's being groomed to take over that Dallas job. And so it's going to take a real sweet deal to get him out of there. He's not going to leave for nothing.
Oh, he's going to be gone in the next 3-4 years, I think. I mean, some team's going to poach him up. I mean, I remember last year, a lot of people were talking about Byron Leftwich, and I was like, I don't know if Leftwich is quite ready. But now it does seem like he's ready to make that jump. And I feel like it might be the same as I think with Kellen Moore. Just he's very, very young, man. I mean, like just 4 years ago, he was a backup quarterback, I think. And then he, quickly elevated him up to the OC job. And, like I said, I think some team's going to end up taking a chance on him. And he's going to be the coach there for a long, long time. And it's just... the Jaguars position, like I said, it's tough. And I guess I'm a little different than you. I actually do think Doug Peterson's a really good coach. And, you said that you probably can't win a Super Bowl with him. I mean, he has won a Super Bowl. You know what I mean? So he's been there. He's done that. He's helped an organization rise. So I don't know. I'm pretty high on him.
Well, he did win a Super Bowl, but you have to remember that was kind of the ceiling with a very good roster. Our roster is nowhere close to that roster, and it's going to be even harder to attract free agents here. So I think that's going to be a little bit dicey. And with Leftwich, I have some reservations on that one. I mean, outside, the whole offense for Leftwich is predicated on pushing the ball far downfield, taking shots. It's the Bruce Arians offense. What wide receivers do we have that can stretch the field right now? None. And are we going to take one at
0
in the first round, or what free agents are we going to get that can do that? And we talk about Chris Godwin. I don't think he's that guy, and now he just busted his knee up. So, I don't see it.
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of people also like the story behind it. Like, first round pick by the Jaguars comes back home and goes out here and does this. I mean, Bruce Arians advocates for this guy. He says that he is ready to take over a team and be a head coach. And, I think he's going to be good somewhere. It's just, I don't know. The fit is a little bit off for me, just from the standpoint. We probably don't have the type of, roster that his offense might, need. But, who knows? Maybe he's pretty innovative. Maybe this is their offense because that's what his team does well. You know what I mean? So I don't know how adaptable he was. I don't know a lot about what the offense was like over there for the Cardinals that he kind of helped run. But it's definitely an interesting one. You feel like he's definitely going to land a head coaching job somewhere this year.
I think a big part of it is it's like, well, who would be in his tree? Who would he pull in as a offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator? Who is he connected with, and what kind of executive is he? Because that's the problem with a lot of these play callers that ends up getting into head coaching gigs. Is they might be the best play callers ever, but if they can't manage an organization or connect with the players, they don't know how to handle the players correctly, then it all just falls apart.
Nobody important with it to the organization says, bro, this guy knows his shit. Good guy to have on. I know, man. You came in here ready, man. You were firing with your takes.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah. Awesome. So you're on number one for you would be Kellen Moore. And then who would be a number two for you think?
Brian Dable.
Brian Dable? Okay. So what before you go, tell me, because I'm a little bit off of Dable, let me know your argument behind him.
So the argument I would have there is that you had a quarterback in Buffalo and Josh Allen who came out very raw, very unpolished, had actually been kind of shaky the first couple of years. And you look at kind of what he's developed him into. They've gone out and they've gotten some players like Diggs and others, but it just seems like when things get taken away, they've been adaptable, is what I would say. And I mean, Buffalo's not perfect; he's not perfect, but being able to change it up when everything's not going your way and you don't have all the players that you want. That's what I don't like about Leftwich. Is out here in Arizona. Didn't really have a whole lot of players yet. An ancient Larry Fitzgerald, and there wasn't a whole lot there to work with, and the results kind of panned that out. But if you find an offensive coordinator who can, make players like Cole Beasley look like absolute studs, then I think that's saying a lot.
I hear you, man. But hey. Absolutely. But hey, bro, thanks so much for calling in, man. Learn a lot from you, and hopefully we get to talk again soon.
Yeah, I'll see you soon.
All right, bye. All right, next we're gonna bring in Chachi. Chachi, what's going on, man? Hey, can you unmute yourself for us? Here, let me see if I can do it.
My bad. There you go. Okay, now hear me out on this. Can you hear me?
Yeah, let's hear it. What you got?
All right. Originally, I was gonna say bring in Leftwich because he's a quarterback. No one is going to be able to train Trevor better than a quarterback. Number two, Byron's a Jacksonville Jaguar. You know what I mean? He's going to care for that team more than a coach that never played there and that's not in that position. You know what I mean? He needs someone strong, but he also needs someone who's going to have the heart to care and fight for that team. You know what I mean? But then I agree with you with Peterson. So then I came up with this. Why don't they bring in Peterson as the head coach and Byron as the offensive coordinator to get Trevor where he needs to be?
Well, it's because a lot of times when it comes to OCs, they hardly do lateral moves. And I would say going from Bucks OC to Jags OC is probably a backwards move.
I mean, give him the option to do OC to possibly take that final coaching position. You know what I mean?
But who's going to take the coaching position from? Doug Peterson?
Yeah, because, Doug Peterson, how old is he? He's not going to stay there that long.
Oh, he's 52. Yeah. But, I mean, Bill Belichick's coaching at 69 right now. Pete Carroll's 72. I mean, these guys, he's not old enough where he's just going to, like it'd be a situation where, I mean, if you want to do that, then have Caldwell be the head coach and Byron Leftwich is OC, and then from there he'd want to be a coach in waiting. But
all in out,
only 52 years old.
But all in out, I'd really like to see Byron come. I'd really like to see Leftwich.
I know it's emotional, man. A lot of people, it'd be cool. It'd be a cool story, man, because obviously, he was here from the beginning, really.
Yeah, and he would put in more to it than an outsider would.
Yeah.
I mean, without them, he wouldn't be where he is right now. So
Yeah.
you know what I mean. He'd feel like he had to do it back right, and I think he
Yeah.
would.
Yeah, it'd be a cool situation. Look, he's ready to make the jump. It's just, is Jacksonville a good landing spot for him? I mean, I guess it's just yet to be seen, and only history will tell, or really only the whatever time will tell. I was meaning to say.
But you got to think, if they gave him the job early enough, you have the draft, you have all the free agency, he would know what it would take as a quarterback to make that quarterback stronger.
But I mean, Doug Peterson was also a quarterback. Also, Kellen Moore was a quarterback. So you got some other, backups.
But Doug Peterson, like they said, with the issues with him, though, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm still kind of hesitant with that.
Yeah. But also, whenever there's a retread coach like that, there's always going to be a lot more, red marks on them than a guy that hasn't done it yet. You know what I mean? Than a guy that's, kind of waiting to kind of get his opportunity. So I don't know, man. We'll see.
I would hate for him to go to another team that was nothing and turn them into something when he could have did it here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't think they should take that chance from him.
We've seen that happen a lot. Yeah, we've seen that happen a lot where guys go, and I think he's still the odds-on favorite by Vegas to land in Jacksonville as a head coach here. So, I think if you're betting with Vegas, that's definitely the lead right now.
How long do you think they're gonna wait to figure out?
I mean, we'll learn in Jan. I don't know with the new rules where you can interview people the final 2 weeks. Who knows, man? I mean, they may go through some candidates. They may interview everybody, and maybe a guy that doesn't have a job like Caldwell or Doug Peterson does get it, or maybe I don't know. I don't know what this, because obviously it's a new thing where you can interview guys in the final 2 weeks of the season. So I don't know what that's going to look like, but I don't know what kind of leaks. I'm sure we're going to get leaks about who's interviewing where. But when it comes to making final decisions, I don't know. I don't know about that.
I hope he lands here. I really do.
Absolutely, man. But hey, Chachi, appreciate you coming in here, man, and telling us what you think, man.
Thanks, man. We'll get it eventually.
Awesome.
All right, bye.
Sounds good, man. See ya. All right, next we're going to bring in Mikey G. Mikey G, you there, man?
Yeah, what's up, man?
Hey, what's going on, bro?
Ain't nothing much. Hey, go Knights. I'm just gonna say that as a UCF fan. But
we got a big game coming up Thursday.
I know I'll be there. I don't know about you, but I'll be there.
Oh yeah, dude. I'm jealous. It's I can't. I don't know. It's too close to Christmas, and I'm over in Orlando. But dude, go cheer. Go wear black and cheer on loud for me, man. It's gonna be fun.
Will do. Yeah. So, I mean, I think you saw on like Twitter and stuff I've posted, like I'm a fan of Leftwich just because like everyone's talking about like story wise, it'd be awesome, but I get like everyone's kind of scared of that just because as Jag fans, right, we've been burned so many times, like between Gus Bradley, Mike Mularkey, now Urban, and Urban being the worst. It just feels like Murphy's Law. It just follows the Jags like forever. And we had that 1 year in 2017 where like everything was popping. But like when it comes to Leftwich, right, I do like that he's in the Bruce Arians tree. And I know like a lot of people are like, oh, how does that matter? I think you were talking about earlier though, like having that connection is important, I think, for coaches. I think Urban didn't really have a connection. I think Urban talked about having connection. But having connections in the NFL, having, guys that around the league, like I feel like Bruce Arians would, give support to Byron. I mean, he's followed him since he was in Arizona. And I get like, Arians struggled in Arizona, but I think that team that he built over time is now successful. And I get like now that's Cliff's team. But if you look at that team, I think over time he built it into what it is now. And then like I think Byron, because he just knows people in Jacksonville too, I could really see that connection coming into play. Now, when it comes to GM, I'm not really sure.
GM
I'm not
is
really
hard.
I mean, I like it's weird because like teams like I think the Raiders, they pulled like Mike Mayock from TV.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I mean, those are the more easy things to see because, like us, it's like, oh, I love Daniel Jeremiah, he's awesome. Oh,
yeah,
like,
exactly.
and then obviously people know about Louis Riddick, but we don't know, like, because I don't know what the names are, but I want maybe someone from the Chiefs organization or Steelers or, I mean, some even Cardinals. I love the way their team has been built. Somewhere around that has been around building good rosters. But when it comes to names, I mean, we have very little exposure to who's actually over there.
Exactly, and that's kind of what I'm picking up on is like I wonder like if Byron being connected with that organization under Bruce Arians for a long time, I feel like there have been some good GMs that have been a part of that team, and I'm just curious to know who they could bring in, who they know. Because I agree with you. I think both of those teams have built really well over the past few years, and I think that's what we really need here. I think I was really worried about Balky when I found out he was just like staying, and I was like, well, that's basically remnants of the past regime. And I was like, how's that going to go? I don't think it's going to be successful. But I think Byron could bring in some unique guys, and I mean, Bruce Arians' tree is pretty loaded. By the way, it's Cowher, it's Mike Tomlin. That Pittsburgh tree. That's where he was. Like, I feel like that's a pretty strong connection.
Yeah.
And that's a pretty famous tree to be a part of, even as a coach.
Yeah, it's a good tree. I mean, I didn't realize those guys were over there. And obviously, that's one reason why I like having this show is you guys can kind of tell me stuff that I didn't really know. But yeah, I mean, sometimes you worry about different trees. Like sometimes like the Bill Belichick tree, like a lot of times
that tree doesn't
really work out over there. And then that's what scares me about hiring anybody that's ever from over there. Then, you have different trees that just simply don't really work out well. But yeah, that's a pretty damn good tree. I like that one.
Absolutely. And I think over time, I think he can bring in the players, right? Because I think everyone's worried about, who wants to play in Jacksonville, right? Well, I think a lot of it comes down to, what makes it lucrative. And I think that in the modern league, I think that starts with the coaches. And I think a lot of guys, a lot of players like Byron, a lot of guys like Bruce Arians. I mean, that's like the thing we always hear about Bruce Arians is, oh, we love him. He's the best. So I'm just curious to see where that can go.
Whoa, sorry about that.
Are you all good? I was like, oh, am I running the show by myself?
I accidentally clicked the back button on the mouse and I got booted from my own damn stream.
Well, I guess I'm running the show now. I guess I'll lead it from here.
But hell yeah. But anything else you want to say about Byron or whoever else you may want to have in here?
I'll be honest, I will say the biggest worry is I don't know who he can bring in as an offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator. I like the idea of keeping Joe Cullen. I think he's grown up a lot throughout the season. But obviously that's going to be the biggest issue when it comes to Byron Leftwich is like, who can he bring in as staff? Because like I think everyone's right, and I think you're right with saying like Doug Peterson, he's been around the league a long time. He knows a lot of people. He knows people with experience.
And apparently right now, like he's already kind of building a staff that when he does get hired on somewhere, some guys that would come with him. And we probably can't say that Byron. I don't know if he's doing the same thing because obviously he's probably not really sitting here 100% saying I'm going to get a job somewhere, but I think Doug Peterson is probably pretty confident that he will.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing that Doug's got sitting on the bench right now is he has that time. He can kind of get in here and just be like have a staff kind of pre-planned out before everything goes. When Byron right now is trying to win a Super Bowl again. I mean, that's probably what he's thinking about. I mean, they're just off a 9-0 loss. I don't think he's thinking about his next coaching job. If anything, he's trying to figure out how to keep Tom Brady happy. Yeah, I know that probably makes some maybe
how to score points without Godwin and Mike Evans.
he has a lot more on his plate than just who's he going to bring in, and that I do agree is the biggest advantage Doug Peterson has.
It's funny because the Jaguars have a curse. Once the Jaguars locked up Trevor Lawrence, he threw up a dud against Ohio State, and then once Byron Leftwich was rumored to to Jacksonville, he scored 0 points. It's like, come on, man. Like, what can we do here?
Exactly. I mean, it's the reason why I moved out of Jacksonville too. Like, I don't know. It's the curse of Duval, right? It just follows anybody anywhere.
Yeah, exactly. But hey, Mike, thanks for calling in. Love the profile pic. Got a cool little Miami Vice thing going on.
Yeah.
But hey, man, I'll catch you later, bro.
Sounds good. Thanks for having me.
All right. So next, we're gonna bring in Gerald, who's been waiting so patiently. What's going on, Gerald?
Hey, you remember me in the comments and stuff?
Dude, you've always been around, bro. I appreciate you.
Yes,
dog.
man. I watched you 2018. During that time, I didn't, I just watched you and other YouTubers, but you're the only Jags fan that is like on my side and stuff. Like others who came on here.
Your side.
Yes, no, I'm telling you the truth though. The only thing I do have problems with you is sometimes you step up for Trevor Lawrence. Me as a depressed Jags fan, all of us are depressed Jags fans, man. The chat, the comments, and everything can agree with me on here, but we should have beat the Texans. That was the game where I thought we was going to bounce back, take all our, Urban Meyer's gone, but I don't get this. How come we don't run the ball? We barely run the ball. We got to run the ball, and I'm sorry for bringing this up, but this is just piss poor, man. It's annoying, and people bully me for being a Jaguars fan. I've been a Jags fan since 2017. Watch them, and now we're just 2-11. Have the number 1 overall pick. We're worse than the Lions. We're worse than everybody, man. It's just depressing, this stuff. But like everyone else said, I want Leftwich because he used to play with Jacksonville. I remember David Garrard in Jacksonville. He was all right, and he got the job done. I would like that. That Lions head coach with Matthew Stafford,
Dan Campbell.
Yes, I would love him. I would love him because he made the Lions look. He made the Lions look decent.
You mean Jim Caldwell?
Like a player. Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
I will agree with you with Doug Peterson. I think he'll be good. I want that Cowboys offensive coordinator. That man's making Dak look way too good. I'm kind of jealous. Don't get me wrong. I'm kind of jealous. We're all jealous, and yeah, man. I just hope I hope the Jaguars don't fumble the head coaching bag at all. I just want James Robinson to stay. I want Trevor Lawrence to feel comfortable. I think this year's draft, since we got the number 1 overall pick, I think we might as well just help Josh Allen and just draft Hunterson. That Michigan guy who dropped like 4 sacks against Ohio State. That was the game that he came up clutch. But I would like to look at wide receiver, of course. I would like, a wide receiver, but what wide receiver would you like to take if the Jaguars did not have the number 1 overall pick? Because I'm looking at Mitchell or that other wide receiver from Alabama.
I'll be honest, I don't know enough about the college prospects. I really don't watch a lot of college football. But
come on, man, you gotta join the college football world. You're a UCF fan. I'm a huge Louisville fan.
I don't know, man. I don't. Oh, there you go, Louisville. I mean, I just don't. Honestly, the only thing that really interests me is the NFL. I just think at the end of the day, Alabama's going to win every year. You know what I mean?
No, I hope not.
I'll get more into it. I mean, UCF's going to join the Big 12 here soon. I'll get more into it then.
I saw that with BYU and Cincinnati. I saw that earlier this year.
Once that happens, maybe I'll get more into it. But I don't know. We'll see. It's I don't know. So I guess let's just fire off. Who's the number 1 head coach on your list? Was it Byron Leftwich?
Byron Leftwich, or that guy, or that like you said earlier, for that former Detroit Lions head coach?
You got it. I said one guy, man. One guy. Who's going to be the head coach? You can't go here and there, man. No half measures.
No, it got man Leftwich. I don't care. Screw it. He played for Jacksonville. Right. He's gonna. Yes.
Hey, you got to throw it out there because hey, if I say the wrong thing, people are going to come at me. You know, I mean, you're safe. You're safe.
I don't know because all these head coaches have been successful in the past. I know it's been in the past, but you know, I just want a head coach that is going to help us win. That's what it really should matter. It shouldn't matter about who's this head coach. I just want a head coach who wants to stop Urban Meyer, stop favoritism this one running back because he's from Ohio State. Get your head out of your butt and just help us win, run the ball, make Trevor Lawrence feel comfortable. I don't think the Jaguars have ever this year has thrown a screen. I don't think so. Have you seen the Jaguars throw a screen yet?
I mean, it's been few and far between. It's been few and far between. I mean, they don't run it enough. I mean, I remember. I mean, they did try to run a screen. Remember James Robinson had bounced off of his hands last game. People didn't want to catch anything last game.
But yes, man, I just want to say thank you for having me on. I was nervous. It's
all good, bro.
I was stuttering stuff like. Yo,
I'd be nervous talking to me too, man. I'm a weird guy, so you know.
No, you're not weird. You're a realistic Jazz fan. You're a Jaguars. You're true, man.
I do what I can, but hey, Gerald, appreciate the years of support, man. And I'll catch you next time. Okay?
Yes, sir.
All
Watching you since 12 years old. Appreciate it.
Hell yeah, man. All right, shout out to Gerald. Next, we're gonna get a Jags fan on the run. Let's see if we can run this back this time. What's going on, man?
Hey, I'm currently using my my camera as a mic, so it's probably gonna be the worst quality you ever heard.
Oh, you're good, man. I actually love the Walter White, so you know, I feel like I'm talking some some Jaguars, the Heisenberg. I can't complain about that.
Honestly, I'm just trying to create a formula in order to get an actual good head coach that won't ruin a running back. Urban Meyer situation didn't work.
Hey, we need some Walter White chemicals out here to produce something that's 99.9% great.
But let's get back to the business. If I honestly talking about the game for the Houston Texans, I really do not want to have the number one pick. Like, I can understand why people would be excited about it because we get a good spot to get a good receiver or a good defensive lineman. But I would rather trade back than try to do the number one pick because currently in the Lions, I think I would like to stay with the number one pick, but if the Lions get do some really good trade in here, then I would like to trade back. What do you think? What is your opinion on that?
I mean, I think a lot of people are on the trade back thing. It's just all about who wants to move up? I mean, maybe a quarterback kind of makes his way through here, but I don't know, man. It's because right now, I mean, I've heard reports that basically said that look like this guys in the top 10 of this draft would have a hard time last year getting picked in the top 10. So I don't know, man. And it's a lot of stuff scares me. I mean, the Hutchinson guy scares me in a way because it's like, okay, where did he come from? Did he have a big game against Ohio State and boom, he's the number one pick? Some of the stuff I hear about, Thibodeau when it comes to injury.
That's the exact same reason why I'm scared to have the first overall pick of the draft because I don't want to. Because yet again, this can all change if we get a different GM. I honestly can. I would rather trust the drunk guy on a fantasy draft to get a better pick than trust Trent Baalke. Because if I've looked into his history a lot more, because I honestly the 49ers was one of my favorite teams. Jaguars was always number one.
He's not going to be back. A lot of people are worried about it, but I can guarantee you he won't be back.
I don't know. This is the Jaguars. There's no guarantees. Honestly, I think Shad Khan would rather blame Urban Meyer than Trent Baalke, but we'll see. But currently, my number one pick for head coach candidates, I've already talked to this on the comment section or maybe on Twitter, I don't know. But I feel like my gut feeling is probably going to be Doug Peterson. I would like to have him in, but I would also like to have Eric, the Chiefs offensive coordinator, because that man, like, it's sort of like a pros weighing the cons. I don't like. On one hand, you have both of these are Super Bowl winning. One was a head coach who did win the Super Bowl. The other one was the offensive coordinator. Oh god. But honestly, my number one pick would probably be Doug Peterson because he's honestly more likely to land with the Jaguars. And honestly, it wouldn't make a lot more sense because Trevor Lawrence is a rookie QB even on next year. And I feel like, yeah, Trevor Lawrence hasn't been throwing well accurately, but it could be just because Urban Meyer didn't really. I don't know because it's either Urban Meyer didn't really like to run the ball a lot and just made Trevor Lawrence run like 40 times, throw the ball 40 times a game. And honestly, it's just always with the Urban Meyer talk. It's sort of ruined the whole perspective of coaching with the Jags. But I'm guessing it's probably gonna be Doug Peterson, but I would really love to have Eric as the Jags head coach. But I just have a gut feeling that Shad Khan would make the decision with Doug Peterson.
Yeah, you said you want Eric Bieniemy to be the head coach.
Yeah, cause it's just I have the gut feeling, but because if this was any other team, if this was what's a team that needs a head coach? I think it's like
the Raiders need one right now.
Oh yeah, the Raiders. I think the Raiders would likely pick Eric, but because the Raiders have a lot more talent, they don't have a rookie QB in that slot. But currently with the Jaguars, it's just you have a bunch of rookies on your team. Though I will say Tyson Campbell is probably going to be a very good cornerback for the next year.
Yeah,
that was definitely a good pick. But still, it just really all depends. Like, it just really depends because of the situation that the Jags are in. It's just not a good one. You're gonna need it. Like, if the head coach does not take over this well, like what Urban Meyer did, then we're just gonna be going back in circles. And really, I feel like that's the worst possible outcome that comes with any of these coaches. You never know which one you get. But yeah.
100%. They have to get this hire right, or else it's going to set us back a bunch. But hey, man, I'm gonna get to the next guy. We got a few more people I want to run through before I kind of end this one. But
yeah,
hey,
I know.
Bro, thanks so much for calling in.
Yeah, but the CBS listing of possible head coach candidates was I just couldn't believe that. Like, another college coach, really? That's the best possible candidates? And all right, see you later. I'm gonna need to go run a little bit more from the cops.
All right, sounds good, man. I'll catch you later. All right, so this guys know next we have Lamar, then we have Ashman, then we have Timmy. So you guys kind of know where we're at. So let's go and bring. Yikes. Well, let's bring in Ashman.
I need to catch my breath for a second.
Oh god.
Okay, so I'm a little biased, a little recency bias, because I was a toddler when Byron Leftwich was a Jaguars player, so I don't really have that emotional connection with him that
I was
a
young
lot of Jaguars fans had.
I was young too. I think I was like 11 years old, so I was also very young.
Yeah, and I just a few days ago got back from watching the Bucs Saints game, and obviously I just feel like the dink and dunk that Tom Brady does, I don't know. I mean, I guess it's safe for Trevor Lawrence. It's a good way to ease him in. I don't know if that really gets his potential out there. And also Godwin and Evans, I don't know how he'll work with a less talented receiving pool. And ultimately, I think the best decision is Doug Peterson. When we look at like the Raiders and the Bears are the two head coaching openings, right? And there's like a lot more history with it. There's a lot more they're way more storied franchises. So there's going to be a lot more like there's going to be a lot more coaches who are going to want to gravitate towards there. We need someone who has experience, and we also need someone who has connections. And I think Doug Pearson does both. I know there's a lot of reservations with how he kind of went out in Philly. And I mean, last year it was not good for Doug. But when we look at like history, I think of Andy Reid, who made it to the Super Bowl with the Eagles. And then, he kind of had a rough breakup with the Eagles too, went to the Chiefs, and now he's doing great. You have Ron Rivera, who went to the Super Bowl with the Panthers with Cam Newton, and now he's in Washington, and they're doing okay. Not too well tonight against the Eagles, but they're doing okay.
Yeah.
So I think that Doug's just the best guy to get. I don't know if we can get him, though. I'm not sure about it. I mean, Leftwich is a good idea. I like Caldwell a little better than I like Leftwich. So I would probably put Byron at the 3, but I don't know if we can get Doug Pearson, but if we can, I'd love him.
Yeah. It'll be interesting. I mean, apparently he's interested in the Jags, in interviewing for the Jags spot. So, that did come out there. So, I don't know. We'll see. I mean, I imagine the thing that went wrong with him in the Eagles, it seemed like, was that there was a lot of micromanaging going on where they were like, they didn't want him to hire his own OC and stuff like that. And that's not going to happen in Jacksonville. And I mean, I feel like there's a lot of things going our way that are good for us. But maybe I'm looking at it from too biased of a standpoint just because I want this to be a great job. Maybe this isn't the best place for free agents to land. But I mean, when it comes to a head coach and a GM wanting to, build a team and make a team good, I mean, I feel like it's a pretty good spot, but who knows?
With the free agents, I think that a great GM for that, and like he's another one who's also had a few rough breakups in his past, but John Dorsey, he was a former Chiefs GM, former Browns GM. I remember him a lot better as the Browns GM because my grandfather is a Browns fan. And I just think of I think the first major piece in that Browns turnaround was signing Jarvis Landry from Miami. And, Jarvis Landry was a really good receiver in Miami, and having that first free agent be like, yes, I want to go play in Cleveland, who just came off of a 0-16 season. I think that Dorsey is a good talent evaluator. He has a great draft. That's another thing in that Browns turnaround. They really only had 2 good drafts before they had a 500 season. That's really all they really need. And John Dorsey has a knack for kind of reeling in free agents. And you look at what happened with the Bucks, there's a lot to work with Florida because because of the income tax and everything. So I think that once you just get that first domino to fall, once players see that all right, Trevor Lawrence is a legit quarterback. All right, they got a few pieces here. James Robinson is really good, and there's guys on defense, plus no income tax. We can do something here. I think John Dorsey's good for that, but I think you've been saying it all stream. GMs are so hard to really pick from a fan's perspective. I'll probably be happy with whatever they choose as long as it's not a media guy. I don't want a Daniel Jeremiah or some NFL Network dude.
Yeah. I'm right there with you on that. We did have a question. Is that a Jacksonville DeVille plush or a Chester
Yeah,
Cheeto?
it's a little pillow pet. It's a little pillow pet I've always had. I don't have because I'm packing right now to go to my grandparents for Christmas. So I packed all my Jag stuff. So I wanted to have at least something here because I'm not wearing a Jag shirt.
There you go. Well, he's repping now, man. He's out in the stream, bro. So I love it. Hell yeah. But hey, bro, thanks for coming in here, man. Really appreciate some of your insight. I'm gonna get through some more people, but hey, bro, go Jags and have fun at your grandma's house.
Hey, thank you so much, UCF. Have a great night. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. All right. So next up we have Timmy. Timmy, are you gonna keep your thing in your pants?
Yeah, I'm still reeling from that one.
Yeah, I gotta figure out. I don't know if Eddie says YouTube will probably take it down. If someone reports it, best bet say this on live. YouTube. Okay, I'll figure it out. But I don't want to delete this, but I'm gonna have to. Always takes one guy to ruin everything, but it happens.
Well, I won't take much of your time since most of my thoughts are pretty much I've heard from all of the guys, but you see me on Twitter, you see me on your comments, but I'm Team Byron. I was
a
little older than you when he was quarterback, but still, just like the story of him coming back. I mean, it's a dream for the Jaguars PR team.
Yeah.
So, but mostly he was a quarterback. I know it takes more than that to be a head coach, but for Trevor to come off a pretty terrible year, he needs someone he can really connect with, and sure, Doug Peterson was quarterback, Kellen Moore was quarterback, but to go on, I can't remember which one of the last guys said it, but Byron played in Jacksonville. He knows the environment. It's not the same environment that he played in, but still, he's got a good feel for it. I think. I mean, none of us are being paid to make these decisions, so we're just chiming in. But it's gonna depend on if he gets definitely a QB type OC to go with him.
Yeah.
And then obviously the actual quarterback coach. So it's going to be interesting in that. And plus, I've been reading a lot of guys really like Byron. So I don't know how many marquee free agents, but he's got guys who will want to play for him. And I think that's going to be important going down.
Oh yeah, definitely. And that's the thing. We got to bring someone in that the players will actually maybe not love or anything, but at least respect. You know what I mean? I mean, like, Urban Meyer was such a fraud. Everybody knew it. I mean, you can sense just like that if somebody's a fraud, and everybody kind of, they either just thought he was a fraud or that he was a joke, but nobody, they respected him. And I mean, we have to obviously do a lot better next time around.
But I mean, it just, I don't know. I like the feel of it. I just like the feel of Byron Leftwich coming in. And I think Hakeem said, or somebody. I mean, the Rams were, in a very similar spot. A few years ago, dumpster fire year. I mean, they got their guy for the time. He's not there anymore, but still, they got their guy at a time when Jeff Fisher was there. Turned around with a young guy, and I think that's just where the league is going. The league is going towards a lot of young guys. I mean, yeah, it's a gamble because some of these guys have either never coached or been a head coach at all, or just never been a head coach in the NFL. But I don't know. I just see that trending. I think we should jump on that. I mean, obviously with the right guy, of course. We don't want to just pick anybody, but I just think it could work out. I mean, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong, but that's, just my 2 cents on that.
Absolutely, man. But appreciate you sharing. Gonna try to get through some of the rest of these guys, but hey, man, I'll see you in the comment section. I'll see you on Twitter because I know you're very active in both places.
Yeah, dude, you don't reply to me a lot.
I don't. My bad. I gotta get better about YouTube comments because sometimes I go
on Twitter.
Twitter. Yeah, I'll do better. I just shoot them out and then I'll get better about it. I'll respond to you.
You did say you should probably take a break because I've noticed a lot of people.
I do read them. I just do a bad job about replying. I'll be honest.
I see a lot of people coming at you lately.
People come at me.
You're a very controversial Jaguars fan right now.
One guy said that Urban Meyer was probably a better man than I am. I was like, wow, that hurts.
Take it easy, man.
All right, man. I'll catch you later. All right, so we're gonna get over here. Ty, what is it? Ty Osu? Or how I see you in the comment section. How do I pronounce that?
I just put TYOSU 13 because I went to Ohio State, so that's where the OSU comes from.
Okay, that's what I figured. All right, sweet
So
man, dude. Love the throwback you got on.
I know I've been a fan since ever the beginning. Born in 1990 and spent most of my summers and all my time down there. So yep, been a fan since these old Jaguars. You know, the full Jaguar on the side of the jerseys.
Yeah, hell yeah.
But anyways, I wanted to first start off as a graduate of the Ohio State University, apologizing to Jag Nation. I do apologize. Obviously, he kind of left us too in the dark. So Ryan Day's doing a great job without him. But
were you excited about the hire?
I was to start off with, but I wasn't sure how it was going to deal with because obviously he had never experienced the not the NHL, the NFL to begin with. So obviously it's the big man's league. These are the gentlemen's jobs. This is what they do. They have families and stuff. You can't boss them around like you do a college kid. So I was kind of hesitant to see how that was going to go. So I kind of figured it was either going to go one way or the complete other, and obviously it went the complete other. So I apologize to Jag Nations as an Ohio State Buckeye.
Yeah. So what are your thoughts on the next Jags head coach? Who do you want?
So yeah, I started off with everybody going to the Byron Leftwich. Still thinks it's a fantastic choice. But my brother, who's a Cardinals fan, I have another brother who's a Packers fan, father's a Vikings fan. So my family's all over the place. So I can have a good understanding of what the NFL has to offer. I'm kind of going more with Eric as the Chiefs head coach, what he's done with Mahomes and everything like that. I just want a offensive coordinator who has understanding of what a good offensive line can do. I mean, if you a quarterback who can sit in the pocket has 5 seconds to throw a ball, I put in the comments, somebody who has 5 seconds to throw a ball, it doesn't matter if you have a high school kid in the back there, he can hit that guy. Because as good as Jalen Ramsey was, although we traded him, he can only cover a guy like any other top NFL cornerback can for 3 to 4 seconds, but you can't cover him for 5+ seconds. So I mean, I want a good beefy lineman, and it's a good opportunity in the draft to get that because not all the quarterbacks coming in the draft right now this year are that great. I mean, you still have good potentials, but it's the 2 top guys are what's his name, Hutchinson from that team up north, as well as the Oregon edge rusher. So I mean, it's a really good draft to get defensive and offensive alignment, and that's really what I've always wanted all these years for Jaguars. I mean, where's Boselli as the tight end? Where's Meester as the center? I want those big beefy guys back in Jacksonville, and then we can actually have a team to make runs through the playoffs.
Yeah, and it's a perfect opportunity because I think one thing we learned about Josh Allen just these even ever since his rookie year, I mean, he's a lot better when he's not the guy. And I mean, I like Hutchinson just because I think it brings a different type of animal because I feel like Thibodeau might be a little bit more like a Josh Allen.
Yeah.
Where Hutchinson is actually a big, powerful beast. So, I'd probably lean Hutchinson just in that way because I think it'd be a really good compliment to Josh Allen. But yeah, I mean, I wouldn't overthink it. Sometimes it scares me a little bit when it comes to trading back because then all of a sudden you're getting a lesser tier player. But I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how the evaluations go this offseason and where they test out, where they measure out at, and kind of what it looks like.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I agree with you. Trust me, as much as I hate to say it, I think Hutchinson, obviously beating up on my Buckeyes, he's a beast. He reminds me so much of what all the Bosa brothers were, as well as Chase Young. I mean, he could be that influential player to completely, become the leader of the defense. So, absolutely, I would love to have him on the Jaguars.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%. But is there anything else you want to say before we head out of here?
Nothing else. Just go Jags. I've loved you since the early '90s, since the very beginning. Go Jags fans.
I'm right there
Happy
with
to
you,
have
man.
you all.
Hopefully our day comes soon, man.
All right. Take care, y'all.
All right. Peace. All right. So I'm gonna get 3 more in here. I got Bape, Cole, and David Bryant, and I'm gonna end it. So let's bring Bape on in here. What's going on, Bape?
Hey, what's up, man? Thanks for having me on the on your little stream.
Of course, man. I got scared bringing in a profile pick guy because I didn't know what was going to come, but you sound like a
Nah,
cool
not
dude.
everybody's
I saw
doing
you
that.
participate in a live chat, so I was like, you know what? I mean, I'm going to bring him in.
Nah, not everybody's weirdos, but my number one pick for head coach should be Kellen Moore. I don't know if you were watching the discussion me and the other guy were having, but he said something about alongside the lines of he didn't really want somebody that was inexperienced. But my rebuttal to that was, if you look at Sean McVay, you know what I'm saying, he only had 3 legit years of being an offensive coordinator before the Rams hired him as a head coach. And if you look at Kellen Moore and what he's doing with Dallas, he's doing a heck of a job. So
Yeah,
like,
I know. I love Kellen Moore. I haven't heard much because I thought he was going to be a top guy, but I haven't heard much about him, since kind of head coaching names started getting circulated. So I almost wonder, like, is he not going to be in this go around?
nah, he's been doing his thing this year for sure.
Oh yeah,
I've been watching Dallas and what the offense has been doing, and it's been beautiful so far. And who knows, Kellen Moore can probably land you Michael Gallup too, 2-for-1 deal.
yeah. I mean, I'd like it. I mean, like Kellen Moore. I mean, he just seems like I was saying earlier, man. Some team's going to pick him up, and he's going to be there for a long time, and he's going to be Sean McVay. He's so smart, and you can see him just working on the sidelines. And
Yeah, he knows
I
what
mean,
he's
whatever.
doing for sure.
What's that?
I said he knows what he's doing for sure.
Oh yeah, and that's what I mean. Especially after watching Urban Meyer, I have so much admiration for guys that are on the sides with a play sheet, getting really into it, looking super into the game, and I mean that's exactly what Kellen Moore is.
Exactly. And also, I think we should fire Trent Baalke. That
Oh
guy's
yeah,
got to go.
yeah. No,
And
I
really,
think he's 100% out of here. I think he's 100% gone.
and really, with that first overall pick, I'm trading that to the Eagles for their 10th and 12th.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking that we should draft a stud offensive tackle with that 10th pick, and with that 12th pick, you could either pick up Jameson, Wilson, or Olave. Don't get me
Okay.
wrong, I like Hutchinson and I like Kayvon Thibodeau and I like Neal, but who's to say those other guys in the top 15 are not going to be Hall of Famers themselves? You know?
Yeah, that's true.
So I look at it like that. And with that 33rd pick, you know what I'm saying, you can either go either receiver again or you could go edge. Who knows? The more
Yeah.
weapons for Trevor, the better.
Oh yeah. I mean, that's got to get Trevor weapons one way or another. I mean, the scenario that you'd like is if you're going to trade back, you actually get a good haul, but you don't want to trade back just to trade back. But hell, if you can get a true elite edge rusher, those don't come around often. I mean, all the best edge rushers in the NFL are drafted in the top 5, top 10. But when you look around at receivers, Cooper Kupp, they found him. DeAndre Hopkins, Justin Jefferson, they were drafted in the 20s. Devontae Adams was a 2nd-round pick. Stephon Diggs was like a 4th-round pick. Like a lot of times receivers are found. It's just up to the scouting department to figure out which ones, are the best ones out there.
And I don't disagree with you, but here's my rebuttal though. With the way the Jags defense has been playing, do you really think that an edge rusher would be at the top of the list?
It's not at the top list, but it's on the list. And you don't want to draft just based on, okay, we need this. Okay, let's find that. Let's get that guy here. Okay, our second biggest need is this. Let's get in the 2nd round. You know what I mean? Because that's when you're going to find yourself getting in trouble, especially because could you imagine if we passed up on say for example, what if we passed up on Hutchinson and then we get Olave and Olave turns into Mike Williams and then Hutchinson turns into J.J. Watt, and that guy ends up on the Texans again, and we play them twice a year. We want to avoid that situation. And, we got to get the best guys and just keep them away from other teams as well.
Which is true. I just hope whatever direction we decide to go in, it's the right move.
Yeah, I think we all do, man. We're all tired of losing. We're all tired of being angry at each other. We gotta go out there. We got to be better, man.
We do, for sure. I mean, it's all in Shad Khan's hands. It starts with him. So
that's the scary thing.
I appreciate you for having me on the show, though, man.
All right, sounds good, bro. I'll catch you later.
Yeah, for sure.
So shout out to Bait for calling that. We're gonna get two more. We're gonna get Cole Brown and then David Bryan's been on the line. So let's go ahead and bring in Cole to the stream. Hey, what's going on, Cole?
What's going on, man? How you doing?
Hey, not much, bro. Appreciate you. I saw you on hold for a little bit, so
Can you hear me?
appreciate you hanging on, being patient.
Yeah, man. We had a few conversations before. I remember you had came up here for the Giants game a few years ago. I was supposed to make it, but some things came up.
Oh yeah, man, up in New York.
Yeah. I'm actually going to the Jets game this Sunday, so I'm definitely excited about that. But as far as the coaching situation, the first person I thought about was Doug Peterson for sure.
Yeah, that's who I like too. I mean, you've heard me. What are some things that you like about Doug Peterson?
Like I said, I live in Jersey, so I'm surrounded by every other team except for my own. So I like coaches. I like coaches that could gravitate and relate to their players. That's how I was coached growing up, and I see that is the trend for the new, next generation. They need relatable, kind of the same background, went through the same thing, so that makes the the adjustment much more easier.
Yeah, and honestly, a lot of people have this misconception about Peterson, like he's not a players coach and players don't like him. I think they just see him as this like guy that's kind of crazy on the sidelines and act like he's some kind of prick. But yeah, I mean, I've heard from multiple guys out in Philadelphia that players like him, like players will play for him. He gets players' inputs on a lot of stuff, and they really respect that. So I think a bunch of people that say that players won't want to play for him are just kind of trying to fit their narrative of whatever head coach they might want to get.
I mean, he got them their first Super Bowl ever. I mean, what more? What more can you ask for than that? Like what more can you ask?
You know what other head coach left that organization and went on to be pretty damn good, and that's Andy Reid. You know what I mean? It's
Andy Reid.
Like how often can you get a guy with a Super Bowl ring? I mean, you look around. Peterson has one Super Bowl ring. You know who else has one Super Bowl ring? Tomlin, like Pete Carroll, Andy Reid, a bunch of really, really good coaches. Bruce Arians, they only have one Super Bowl ring, and Doug Peterson has that from only being a coach for 4 or 5 years. So I mean, it's big stuff, man.
Yeah, like I said, that's the first person I thought of, man. And like I said, I see the Eagles probably more times than not, being that I live in New Jersey. So beyond that, I mean, everybody's saying Brian Leftwich. I mean, that's cool, but I'd rather have somebody with a little bit more experience right now. Not saying he won't be a great coach or he won't win, he won't have the job, but I would prefer somebody with a little bit more experience. And as we already heard, he already on top of it, trying to find staff, and so that shows that he's proactive.
Yeah. I think the Byron Leftwich thing is an emotional thing. Is it's like, man, bring the guy back home. Also the guys that have been head coaches before, like a bunch of their negatives are kind of out there. But at the same time, like when it's a guy like Byron Leftwich, you don't really know what those are. So that attracts you from the fact that, okay, like, this guy hasn't done anything bad work. Doug Peterson, he was really good with this offense coordinator, wasn't as good with the next guy. You know what I mean? They find the weaknesses that come out there, but hell, you can say that about any kind of coach out there right now. But, it's just, it seems like a good opportunity for us because we need, like, we got to stop fucking around, man. We got to start winning. And, you know what I mean? It's like, I would love to get cute and get a guy like Byron Leftwich, says, man, like, let's not overthink it. There's a Super Bowl winner just sitting out there, like already pretty much on the phone, calling his staff, getting it together, man. Like, it seems too obvious right now.
What he did with Nick Foles made us give him that contract. So that just sells itself right there. That something like that.
He made us look stupid because we played the Patriots all passive as shit, and then he plays them all aggressive, and they beat them. It's you know what I mean? He was everything that we weren't, whether it was with Nick Foles or whether how they competed in the 2017 playoffs.
Something else I wanted to mention, man. Definitely, I had mentioned this in the Jaguars Let's Go group. I had mentioned this. The development of Tyson Campbell been fantastic, man. I'm big on corners. Yeah, I'm big on corners, and people was destroying him at the beginning of the season. I'm more so of like, I like to give rookies an opportunity because everybody learn at their own pace. You know, the game speed may be different for one player to the next. So, but now he looks special, man. He look like he gonna be special, and it definitely
he's
make
been
you
the
forget
best
about
rookie.
CJ. Yeah, he definitely make you forget about CJ Henderson for sure.
Yeah, that was it looked bad early on, but it turns out that he's been the best rookie. It was the most questionable pick. We were all like a cornerback with all that we've got, but hey, man, like I guess get some credit to Balky. I mean, if we're gonna kill him for guys like ETN and Cisco, I mean, we got to give him some props for Tyson Campbell.
Even
I mean,
Dan Arnold, man. Dan Arnold too.
I have
seen. Yeah, I've seen him play when he got drafted with the Wallace. He just was sitting behind I think it was Jared Cook at the time, and then he went to Arizona because I watch football overall, so my whole Sunday be tied up. But yeah, I knew he had talent. He just didn't get the opportunities, and this has probably been his. He probably had a career year even with the injuries. So that was another good trade.
Yeah. So it was I mean, I agree, and we got another 3rd-round pick out of it, and we got to kind of unload Henderson, which was hard with Henderson because it was so hard. We were always just defending him, and like it was like, oh, it's gonna be okay. He's got this going on. He's gonna be cool. But like, man, I was getting tired of all the speculation, I mean, it just got tiring because none of us really knew. It was just all like, and I thought it was unfair to kind of sit here and judge. Oh, is it depression? Does he not love football? Is it family stuff? Like, I mean, that stuff is above this channel, and I don't really like, kind of talking about that kind of stuff.
I mean, I don't really know his personal issue, but at that point, they could have packaged him and Trey Herndon. That guy, I knew he was never good to me. I don't know what people saw in him or the potential, but I knew. I'm like, this is an anomaly. Them 2 picks he caught in the Jets game. You can't. I don't remember what he's done since then. So that was a good defensive adjustment, taking him out and starting Rudy Ford. He gives us more versatility with the blitzing and all that. So that was definitely a good move. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was, man. But hey, man, any last words before I get on to the next guest?
DTWD, man.
DTWD, man. Hey, no matter how good or bad the Jaguars are, man, we're gonna be here and we're gonna talk about it. Okay.
all day long.
Hell yeah! But all right, cool. I'll catch you later, bro.
All
right. So we got one last guest. We're gonna bring David Bryant here. What's going on, David?
Hey, UCF Jag, how's it going?
I'm good, man. Good. Just you got the last but not least. You're up here, so man. What's your head coach of choice, I should say?
Well, the favorite right now. There's a lot of people saying Byron Leftwich right now, offensive coordinator for the Buccaneers. It's a big question mark on that. I mean, he's a quarterback. He's been around in the league for quite some time. He's got the experience, but offensive coordinator. He has some tools. In my opinion, he does have that opportunity. He could help out the Jacksonville Jaguars, but immediately I turn around, I look, and here's Doug Peterson. This is a guy that's won a Super Bowl. He's been in several playoff appearances. Bigger opportunity. I mean, this guy has worked with, I think if I'm right, or I could be wrong, but I believe he worked with Eric Reed, if I might be right. But with other experiences, I mean, the guy can work around. Guy can, pretty much groom the guy and certainly give him that opportunity. So, I mean, Eric, right now, Peterson is pretty much my top choice. I know a lot of the fans here in Jacksonville are saying, why don't we bring Byron Leftwich in? I mean, just because, he played for the Jaguars doesn't mean, he's a good coach, but however, who knows? But with Peterson's experience, I mean, that's one of the biggest opportunities. I mean, he can look around and, he could fill in the pieces to the offensive line. He can give that opportunity. Not only that, there's a possibility he can bring in, good required coaches that, can actually show the way. So,
yeah, I agree with it. I mean, I agree with those points, man. It's I know just from, I thought it was an emotional thing with Byron Leftwich, and a lot of people that kind of came in here, also, I think it's kind of a confirmation. A lot of people just love the emotionalness of it, and I understand. It would be a really cool story, Byron coming in here and kind of doing it, but I don't really care about all the sex appeal that comes with it, man. I just want to bring in the right guy, man. I don't. It's been too long. It's a lot of losing. It's just too much, man. We gotta figure out a way to turn this thing around.
Yeah, there's just only one way around. And like I said, if we do get Peterson, the first year could pretty much be, a big question mark. If the Jaguars can recover from this consecutive streaks. I mean, right now, with the number 1 pick, we are the 3rd team in the NFL history that has gone back-to-back first-round picks. I mean, you've got Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Cleveland Browns in the history of this. But for the Jacksonville Jaguars to go back and back, hopefully we can key in some new pieces to the puzzle, and hopefully we can start a winning season. Otherwise, it's another drought. So
we're reaching new lows, man. We were stumbling between 3-13 and 6-10, and now look at us. We're 1-15, 2-15. Oh God, it's bad.
Yeah, and once the draft begins, I mean, it's the biggest question mark. We don't know what kind of a defensive player that the Jaguars might look into. I mean, the guy from Michigan, I forgot what his name was. They're leaning towards him. Yeah, him. And then Thibodeau from Oregon. I mean, I don't know about Thibodeau. I'm not really too certain. He's got the tools and he's got the opportunity, but the problem is why do we need another defensive player when we need to rebuild our offensive line? That's the biggest question.
Yeah, you just don't want to pass on people for need, and it is a really big need. I mean, getting an edge rusher in here, but at the same time, I mean, obviously, yeah, like you want to be able to get Trevor Lawrence in the best case possible. That's why, you're pretty much probably either going to go edge rusher or you're going to, if there's an option to trade back, if it's a good deal. I mean, maybe teams get desperate for a quarterback. I don't know. It's but we always talk about trading back all the time. We never do it. I don't remember when the last time the Jaguars actually traded back in the first round was. So, we'll see. We'll see if something like that happens.
Absolutely. Pretty much just want to make it quick and short here. Yeah, to all the fans out there who's watching UCF Jaguar, I hope you guys have a pleasant Christmas, Merry Christmas, and a Happy New Year. Everybody stays safe. And UCF Jaguar, hey, thanks a lot, man. I appreciate it. And hope everything goes well for, once this season is over with, we're going to start over again, start fresh, bring in some new faces, and hopefully this time we could turn things around, for the Jaguars.
Yeah, I hope so too, man. And it's good meeting you the other day, man. Wish the game went a little better, but it's what can we expect?
Yep. So just one day at a time. That's all we can do. So.
Yeah. But all right, David, we'll catch you later, man.
All right, thank you, UCF Jag. Y'all take care.
All right, bye. All right, so I think that's going to end it for this call-in show. I want to keep this up, but I don't know if there's a way I can just edit out that portion of it, but maybe the live show, maybe this is going to be it. Maybe you guys are I don't know. That stunk for what that guy went in here and did. That's why I kind of stuck to doing, it's funny because I used to do call-in shows back before I paid for a program. And people could just call in and like people were just calling in. They were saying like the N-word and stuff like that. And then I finally got that fixed, but then I really didn't feel like paying this fee that call-in studios required. So I was like, I'll come on here and I'll do this where I can actually interact with people. It went good, but obviously I don't know what happened there, but we'll figure it out. But all right, thanks everyone for calling in and sharing your piece with us. I'd like to try to give you guys a platform as much as I can to come on here and kind of spread your thoughts about the Jaguars. But thanks everyone for being here. Thanks everyone for calling in. And I'll catch you guys later. Peace.